proceeds out of the sale?
I believe there were.
What happened to them?
We were in mediation with Bill Doty at the time, and we used those to pay down the mortgages that were in arrears on our other properties so that we wouldn't lose them. And we paid some legal fees.
Did you pay any payments on the Jeep Cherokee?
I did not. I think she had already lost it before that was sold.
How much have you paid to her for support?
I don't have an overall figure.
Do you have any records?
I have some.
What do you have?
I have some records of, the checks that I paid her.
Okay, did you pay for the month of August?
This month of August?
Yes.
Yes.
How much did you pay her?
$1,927.
Did you pay her for July
I did.
2007? How much?
$1,900. I actually paid her $1,947 that month.
Property at 2570 Laguna Road, what happened to that?
It was sold.
To who?
I don't know.
You still have an interest in it?
I do not.
Who is the lender on Laguna Road?
We had a loan with Novastar,
Was that arranged by coffee?
most likely, but I cannot answer that with assurance.
Was there a second?
I don't think so, no.
Net proceeds?
There were some.
What happened to those?
They were ordered to be held in trust. The property, the judge had to sign in lieu of my ex-wife because she was acting to the detriment of our community. So they intervened.
Now, the family law lien, was it against Laguna Road?
I don't recollect what liens were against that.
What properties is the family, or are the family law liens against?
Well, the only one I'm aware of is against Malone.
Okay. .441 Tracy Avenue. You still own that?
We do.
And is the loan current?
Yeah, I believe it is.
And the property produces rents, does it not?
Yes, negative to the cost.
Okay, what is the payment?
The last payment was $1,382. However, it has been adjusted upwards to 14, close to 1,500.
And what's the rent?
The rent is 1,400. So I've been paying the property insurance out of my own pocket every month.
Now, how do you do that if you're not selling any property?
Yeah, how do you do that?
Where's the money come from?
I have an interest in some real estate in New York City that was bequeathed to me by my mother.
And how much do you receive from that on a monthly basis?
$7,980 is the payment now. It fluctuates.
What was the payment last month?
$7,980.
And the month before?
It's been that for a while.
Okay, and prior to the payment being $7,980, was it higher or lower?
It was lower.
It was lower? Do you have any other sources of income besides that?
We own an interest in a movie theater.
that's already been divided, has it not?
I believe the income has been divided. I do not believe the ownership interest has been divided, but I'm not positive.
And how much income do you get off of that?
I think it's around 400 a month with some quarterly bonuses.
You have free movie tickets?
I suppose if we wanted to go to Oroville.
Okay. Are there any bonuses coming out of that New York City property?
Yes.
And how much are those on an annual basis?
They range around 15 or 16,000 at the end of the year.
Have they been at that level for some time?
They've been steadily increasing over the last 8 to 10 years, I suppose.
How, this interest in real estate in New York, is it a limited partnership?
I believe so, yeah, I think that's what they call it.
Yes, they call it.
And your interest is as a limited partner?
I believe that's what it would be called.
Did you bring any of the K-1s with you today?
I brought my previous year's income tax returns. I believe the K1 information would be on those.
Okay, we'll look at that in a bit. How much were the bonuses from the New York property this year? Or have there been any yet?
Well, one property pays quarterly. There's two properties. One property pays quarterly, and one property pays monthly with an annual.
What's the quarterly?
It's probably around 20. It fluctuates also. It could be up to 3,000 or 1,500
A quarter?
a quarter.
3,000 or 1,500?
Yeah, I believe it. I don't have the exact figures. I would have to.
So that's in addition to the 7,980.
Right, that's
And
quarterly.
in addition
income.
to the 15,000 to 16,000 annual, there's a quarterly of 1,500 to 3,000.
Yeah, it ranges from 6,000. They've been increased. They decreased it heavily to do work, and I think it's been starting to increase again.
So quarterly it's 6,000.
No,
Quarterly is 3,000.
somewhere between 15 and 3,000, I believe.
$1,500 and $3,000.
15. I don't know exactly.
I get that, but I'm trying to get the range.
Okay.
Is it $1,500 to $3,000 per quarter?
Yes.
Any annual bonuses on that?
I don't believe so. I'm not positive though. That information would be in the tax return.
Okay, well, we'll get to those. What were your bonuses for 2006 off the one partnership that pays
I
bonus?
could not give you those figures. You'd have to look on the tax return.
I show you a 3-page document that was stapled at one time, but only 2 pages are stapled together, entitled Uniform Residential Loan Application. Take a look at that, please.
recollect.
Okay. Could you flip to the second page and tell me if the information is true?
I couldn't recollect. This is so long ago, I wouldn't remember.
It's a loan application for that Greenpoint mortgage line of credit, is it not?
No, it's not.
Okay, what's the loan application for?
It looks like a loan on the condominium that we have since sold.
Okay. And is that Harry Coffey's signature on the last page? You recognize that?
Well, that's what it says, yes. It's an Investors Trust mortgage. Yeah.
Okay. And do you recognize the signature that purports to be Shannon Falk as her signature?
Do you?
I do.
You believe that's her signature?
I believe so.
Okay. Okay, at the time of separation from Ms. Falk, what bank accounts did you have?
At the time of separation?
Yes.
I had some Wells Fargo bank accounts.
How many?
I think 2 or 3.
And how much was in those bank accounts?
I have no recollection.
Do you have the records?
I do. I had to close those bank accounts.
What did you do with the money?
I put them in a new bank account.
Okay, where's that new bank account?
Wells Fargo.
And what's the account number for that?
I don't have the numbers memorized.
Do you have the checkbook with you?
I do not.
Is it a checking account or savings?
It's checking accounts and saving accounts. Yeah.
And what was the balance when those accounts when they were opened?
I don't recollect.
What's the balance now?
I couldn't give you a number.
Where are those records?
They're probably at the bank.
You don't have copies of the statements?
I brought copies of the statements. I do not have the current month as of right now.
Other than those 2 accounts, Wells Fargo, do you have any other bank accounts?
No.
Do you have any accounts offshore?
No.
Do you have any offshore corporations?
I don't even know what that is. No.
Do you have any South American corporations?
Do I have any South American corporations?
Yes.
I do not.
Do you have any interest in trusts?
Do you?
I do not believe so. What kind of trust?
Any kind of a trust?
Not that I'm aware of.
Have you ever created a trust?
We created a marital trust for, estate planning purposes for, in the eventuality that one of us would die.
Yeah. Which one?
Is that the Falk Marital Trust?
I believe so.
Okay. Does anywhere in that trust document indicate that it's limited to the purpose of the trust is limited to estate planning?
I would have to read it.
You signed it, didn't you?
Yes,
Did you read it before you signed it?
I did.
And when you signed it, what was your intent?
My intent was to, preserve wealth for my children
Oh.
after I passed away.
How did the bus for the children? Really? Where's that?
And was the trust funded during your life?
I don't know what that means.
Were assets placed in the trust?
I believe so.
What assets were in the trust?
Whatever assets we owned.
Malone Road?
I would believe so.
Laguna Road?
I believe so.
McBride?
I believe so.
Tracy Avenue?
Now, why don't you wait a second and let me look through here. And I'll tell you. that I have here doesn't say, but I would believe that that went in there. Yeah.
Can I see what you're looking at there? You've handed me a document, amendment in its entirety to the Michael T. Falk and Shannon M. Falk Marital Trust. It purports, the page 20 of that document purports to have your signature on it, is that right?
Yeah.
And the signature of Shannon Falk, is that right? Exhibit A, which is page 22, contains a list of property that it says is community and is transferred to the trust. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Was Exhibit A on that document when you signed it?
I believe it was.
Okay, could I see that document? Maybe what we'll do is take a break here in a second. We'll have it copied so we can both look at it. Did you, well, we'll make a copy of that. In fact, why don't we take a break as soon as we go through these documents. We'll take a break, go over the documents, and come back and look at them together. What other documents did you bring for me today pursuant to the subpoena? And let's cover that by my list. Let's go through my list. First thing I asked you for was federal and state income tax returns for 06, 05, 04, 03, 02, and 01. Did you bring those?
Yes.
Okay, could I have those? And there, in the envelope you're handing me is all of those tax returns. Now, you have an accountant that prepared those returns, do you not?
Yes, I
And who is that?
Alex Plutkin.
Okay. Next thing I ask for you is any and all declarations of trust in which you have an interest as trustee or beneficiary. You gave me the document we were just talking about, which I don't know.
And here's the revocation of that document.
And the revocation.
Didn't
Okay,
stand up.
this revocation is executed March 27, 2007. Is that right?
That's what it says there.
And it's not signed by the other trustee, is it?
Doesn't need to be.
Okay. And that's your legal conclusion?
That's my understanding.
Okay. All right. Any other declarations of trust in which you have an interest as a trustee or a beneficiary?
I have none.
Okay. Any and all communications between you and Robert Disharoon, whether written or electronic? Do you have any communications?
I have none. That would be privileged if I did them.
Do you have any?
I have none.
If you'd like to assert the privilege, you can assert the privilege with respect to a communication. We'll have the court determine whether it's validly asserted. So if there are none, we won't take it before the court. If there's some you're withholding, just say so, and we'll have the court determine the privilege. Are there any?
There are none.
Okay. Any and all communications between you and Harry Coffey, written or electronic?
I have none.
Any and all documents, including but not limited to closing statements, loan applications, checks, deposits, and communications relating to the loan made with Greenpoint Mortgage.
Yes, I have a notarized copy of the note and deed of trust with both our signatures on it.
Okay. Now, you pulled this document from the county recorder's office, correct?
No, I did not.
Where did you get it?
Got that directly from Greenpoint.
Oh,
Okay. And when?
I don't know, last week, week before.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Okay, any and all documents, including but not limited to closing statements, loan applications, checks, deposits, and communications relating to loans in which you were a borrower made within the last 5 years.
Any of those would be in Shannon's possession.
You don't have any in your possession
I
whatsoever.
have none.
Number 7, all bank account records for any account upon which you are or were an authorized signatory in the last 5 years.
Yeah, I have those right here.
And it's everything in this box.